Welcome back, friends. In this lecture, from this lecture and 2-3 lectures ahead, we'll be studying the most important topic, the most conceptual topic, that is the Indian monsoon or the climate of India. To just give a brief idea how the climate of India is, you can see there is lot of variations in the climate of India. And the climate of India is known as a monsoon type of a climate. It is known as a monsoon type of a climate. Now, before that, from where to study the monsoon type of a climate? Whether you are an optional student, whether you are a general studies student, or whether you just want to know the Indian monsoon, the best source of Indian monsoon is given in 11th standard NCERT, India Physical Environment. I am showing you the NCERT. Nowhere better the monsoon vegetation and the soil is given better other than this NCERT for your exam point of view. So what is the most important source is the standard 11th NCERT. Which NCERT? Standard 11th, India Physical. That is India and its environment, the standard 11th India Physical Environment NCERT. So go through this. First understand my lecture, first understand my concept, and then you can read and assimilate the knowledge. You can take out the notes from the standard 11th NCERT. That covers whatever is the requirement for the examination. Don't go too much into detail because yes, the Indian monsoon, it arouses the curiosity out of us. It arouses discussions out of many students I have seen. But generally you look at the past year questions of UPSC, the questions are focused. They are focused in the sense that the questions generally come on the Indian monsoon first, why it is known as a monsoon type of a climate, or what are the important factors in the Indian monsoon type of a climate, or what are the important winds both on the surface, above the surface on the Indian monsoon type of a climate. What do you mean by retreating monsoon type of a climate? What are the western disturbances? What are the local winds? What are blossom showers? What are mango showers? What is Kal Baisakhi? And what is the Lu? And in which season? And then in which season do we have the rainfall in the terms of in which season we have tropical cyclones on the eastern coast or on the western coast of India. इसी का application will be the natural vegetation of India. इसी का application will be the kind of a soil which is seen on the western coast of India and in the northeast India, that is the laterite soil. इसी का application will be the cropping pattern of India because the cropping pattern of India is largely determined by Indian monsoon. And then we will do important factors, that is the El Nino and the La Nina. Don't go too much into deep, though I am going to explain you why Chennai rainfall occurs during, why Chennai floods during the December month, etc. But just have a brief idea of it. You are going to focus on the entire India, and the UPSC is generally does not focus on the regional phenomena unless they are very, very severe. Yes, Chennai floods were very severe. Droughts in India are very severe. So we are going to do this in detail in the topics also. But if you are studying for preliminary examination, this is not required. But yes, if you are studying for mains examination, the floods, droughts are very important topic. Okay. Now, what do you mean by monsoon? If I show you the map of India, we can see that in the India, there are two kinds of winds. One wind which blows during the summer season. Is known as the southwest monsoon winds. It is blowing from the southwest direction towards India. It blows during the summer season. And it covers the entire India while blowing over the India during the summer season. At the same time, the southwest wind has two branches. One branch goes over the Arabian Sea, the other branch goes over the Bay of Bengal region and gives rainfall to India. This is during the summer season. If we look at the other wind which blows over India during the winter season, we can see the wind which blows over the India originates from the northeastern part of the country. And this is the wind which is which is in the form of a northeast monsoon. That means my direction of arrow here is changing now. My direction of the arrow is now changing here. So this is the wind during the winter season. This is the wind during the winter season. Such a wind, it is coming from which direction? South. This is the south and western direction. This is known as the southwest monsoon. And this wind which is coming from the northeast direction is known as a northeast monsoon wind. Is known as a northeast monsoon wind. So you can see from the diagram itself that there is a complete change, complete U-turn, complete opposite direction, complete reversal in the direction of the wind according to the summer season and the winter season. So there is a southwest monsoon. It looks as if the southwest monsoon has taken a U-turn and it is coming back as a northeast monsoon. So the first thing, any wind in which there is at least when there is a complete reversal in its direction, such a wind is known as a monsoon wind, and the climate is known as a monsoon climate. So why do India's climate is known as a monsoon climate? Because in India, there is a complete change, complete reversal in the direction of the wind. So monsoon climate means the monsoon winds means the winds. Monsoon winds means the winds in which there is complete reversal in the direction of the wind. In the wind direction. And such a climate which experiences such a winds, and therefore it is known as a monsoon type of a climate. Therefore it is known as a monsoon type of a climate. Not only just India as a country, but the entire Indian subcontinent, along with some countries of East Asia, that is Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, this experience a monsoon type of a climate in which there is a complete reversal in the wind direction. What are the different factors affecting the monsoon type of a climate? We will study in this lecture. Now, why there is a complete reversal in wind direction, you will have to understand the entire process of the wind of the monsoon type of a climate. But you can understand the importance of a monsoon type of a climate by just having a glance at the kind of rainfall India gets. India gets more than 80% of its required rainfall in the 3 months of June, July, August. September, say, the rainfall keeps on decreasing in India. It provides the maximum amount of rainfall. How is this rainfall? The rainfall, is it even? Is it equally distributed at all the places on India? No. Even if the rainfall is concentrated in 3 months, some places get very, very high rainfall. Some places get very less rainfall. Some of the areas of India experiences the flood. Some of the areas of India experiences the drought-like condition. Some of the areas of India have rich farmers. Some of the areas of India, because of the lack of irrigation and lack of rainfall, have farmers committing suicides also. Some of the villages of India are the part of India. Some of the villages of India, or even some of the towns of India, are what you can say the part of Bharat. That is the economically backward India, educationally backward India, socially backward India. That is what is generally used as a India versus Bharat debate. So, why is this? It is also said that the Indian budget is the gamble in the hands of a monsoon. Why gamble? Because there is such an high variability of a monsoon type of a climate that we cannot properly predict the monsoon type of a climate, because for this seasonal reversal to occur, for this winds to occur, there are numerous conditions in it. Even if we see in the winter season, we will see that the northern part of India has peak winter season, while the peninsular India does not experience much of a winter season. In fact, there is an absence of a season. There are absence of different season in the tapering part of the peninsular India, because of the narrowness of the continent, of the narrowness of a landmass, and therefore because there is a narrowness of a landmass, there is a more of a influence of a maritime, or more of an influence of an ocean. And ocean, we know from climatology, helps in moderation of a climate, reduces the we can say it reduces the difference between the maximum and the minimum temperature in an year, reduces the annual range of a temperature, reduces the daily range of a temperature. Therefore, some parts of India have what we call as an equatorial type of a climate. Some have subtropical, some have temperate type of a climate. The northwestern India has along with the Himalayan region and the northern part of India, but especially the northwestern and the Himalayan region, have very peak winters, have very cold winters. What do you mean by cold winters? Jahan pe the temperatures fall below 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. In the Himalayan regions, the temperature even fall below the freezing point because of the snowfall. But such freezing point is not experienced in the peninsular India. Neither the temperatures go below 4 to 5 degrees Celsius in major parts of the peninsular India. Similarly, during the summer season, the northwestern India, Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, some interior parts of the peninsular India experience so high heat that heat waves are generated, and this take the lives of the people. They are so fatal. Temperatures over 45 degrees Celsius is not uncommon in this region. So we can see the northeastern India experience extremities of the temperature. On the other hand, the peninsular India, especially the regions in the coastal lands, that is this region, the coastal region, because they are near to the sea, these coastal regions do not experience extremes of a temperature. You go to Mumbai, you go to Chennai, you will experience more or less equable climate. Summers are not very hot. Yes, they are humid because of the humidity level are very high, as Mumbai is located near the seashore, Chennai is located near the seashore. But the winters are not very cold. In fact, Mumbai and Chennai, you do not sometimes even feel the winter season. But come to Delhi, summers are we can say very, very hot. Winters are very cold. And in the month of June, July, Delhi becomes unbearable. It is an extreme of a temperature. Now, why is this so? Because there are some of the factors which affect the monsoon climate in India. There are numerous such factors. But before we do the factors, let us first study what do you mean by monsoon. Monsoon is derived from Arabic word mosam. One of the best books which have told about the monsoon is Mekadutam. Now, the monsoon winds in India, why it is known as a monsoon type of a climate? Because it is a wind in which there is a seasonal change or seasonal reversal or in the direction of a wind. So when there is a complete reversal in the wind direction, such type of a wind is known as monsoon winds, and such type of a climate is known as a monsoon type of a climate. You can see southwest monsoon, complete U-turn, to form northeast monsoon during the summer season and during the winter season. So there is a complete reversal in the direction of the wind, resulting into formation of an monsoon type of a climate. Now, what are the factors which affect the monsoon type of a climate in India, or the factors which affect the monsoon type of a climate? The first important factor which affect the climate of the India, or the first factor which is affecting the climate, is you see the location of the India. The India exactly middle में से Tropic of Cancer passes. We have done the what are the states through which the Tropic of Cancer passes. So it is located in the northern hemisphere, in between in the subtropical and the temperate region, and it lies between 8 degrees to so uska tip lies near the 8 degrees Kerala. 23.5 degree passes exactly through the middle of India. You see uska latitudinal extent, that is that it lies in the tropical regions. Longitudinal extent, but the longitudinal extent does it make such a big impact on India? Because its longitudinal extent is also vast and latitudinal extent is also vast. Is the longitudinal extent also affecting the weather pattern in India? Yes. Why it is so? Because India is such a vast country. These winds, when they come from the ocean, they are bringing the moisture. Then they give rainfall over India. But the time the winds reach the interiors, there is no more extra moisture, because winds get moisture from vast source of water. Ocean is a vast source of water. River is not that vast source of water. Similarly, इसीलिए when the winds come to India, when they are diverted to India, because of we will do the jet streams, till the time they reach Delhi, till the time they reach Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, there is no sufficient water left, and the western extremity of India is a desert. India is such a blessed country because of the latitudinal and longitudinal extent that you have tropical evergreen forest, equatorial forest in Kerala, Andaman Nicobar regions, you have coral reefs in Lakshadweep regions, you have semi-evergreen forest, deciduous forest along the Western Ghats, again starting from Kerala to the top of the Western Ghats. Some of the deciduous forests are found even in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. You have deciduous forest over central part of India. You have desert regions over here. We have the temperate tundra type of a climate in the Himalayan regions, especially in the western India. While in the eastern India, because the Himalayas are sloping are coming downwards, they are sagging downwards, the eastern Himalayas show a succession right from tropical to subtropical to temperate to alpine to tundra because of the height of the Himalayas. Each and every climate in the world, you can find it in India. You find mighty rivers, which we have not used as a blessing and we have polluted them. You have mighty rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Godavari, Krishna. We have variety of crops, both tropical as well as temperate crops are produced in India. India is one of the largest producers of sugarcane in the world, an important tropical crop. Of cotton, textile industry is the largest employer in India in the industrial sector, a tropical crop. India has strawberries, India has cherry, India has apricot, peach, etc. These all are the temperate crops. So India is a blessed country in the terms of a natural resource, but this blessing depends on the weather fluctuations. And the weather fluctuations is nowadays we are causing more weather fluctuations because of the change of a weather. What we say? Global warming. We are artificially releasing large amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. We are artificially polluting the atmosphere, and therefore we are disturbing the natural pattern of the weather. And therefore, no doubt, the warmth of a weather is seen in India with more frequent droughts, extreme rainfall causing floods, increasing amount of flood and drought in India. So before we look into detail, we will see the factors which affect the climate of India. One of the major factors is the latitudinal and longitudinal extent. Latitudinal and the longitudinal extent is one of the factor. You remember that the India के exactly बीच में से, in this you can take down the India के exactly बीच में से, through half of the India, through the central part of India, Tropic of Cancer passes, and therefore you know that Tropic of Cancer में during which equinox or solstice, during which phenomena the sun is exactly overhead. During the summer solstice, sun is exactly on the topic of Cancer, and therefore June is a severe hot. May, June are the severe months in the terms of temperature, very high temperature. Because of the vastness of India, India has a variety of a climate. The second factor which affects the climate of India is the distance from the sea. Is the distance from the sea. Now, the farther the climate, farther a place is from the sea, there will be extreme climate. Nearer a place is to the coastline, it will be having a equable climate. So, India has, we can say the places in India has both equable climate, that is neither too hot nor too cold, or what we can say as a moderate climate. Example is the coastline of India. Example is the major cities of Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata. But you go to Delhi, the capital of India, and you will see extreme climate. Why? Because the capital of India, Delhi, is located far away from the coastline. It is located very far away from the coastline, and therefore we have an extreme climate in this region. We have an extreme climate in this region. So the distance from the sea, what does the distance from the sea affect? The distance from the sea, nearer to the sea, we have an moderate climate. Far away from the sea, we have an extreme climate. We have an extreme climate. Far away from the sea, we have extreme climate in India. Extreme climate means summers are very hot, winters are extremely cold. The third factors are the mountain ranges in India, or the relief features of India. The third factor which affects the climate of India is the mountain ranges. Now, how do the mountain ranges of India affect the climate of India? We have three mountain ranges. One is Himalayas. Second are the Westernghat. The three important mountain ranges. Third are the Aravalis. Though yes, Ajanta is there, Satpura is there, etc. is there, but I am doing only from the exam point of view. Now the first, see the location of the Himalayas. First see the location of the Himalayas and see the importance of the Himalayas. We have already done it in the significance of the Himalayas, but let me repeat it here. Had the Himalayas not been there, Had the Himalayas not been there, the cold winds from the Siberia, the cold winds from the Mongolia desert, the cold winds from the north would have come to India, and India would have been a cold desert during the winter season. But Himalayas stop this cold winds from entering India, and thus India is not a cold desert during the winter season. Second is during the summer season, the Himalayas act as a barrier to the flowing. If this is my hand is a barrier, Himalayas act as a barrier to the flowing monsoon winds. Then they do not allow the monsoon winds to pass. They act as a barrier. The monsoon wind rise over the Himalayas and give rainfall to India. Had Himalayas not been there, agar ye barrier nahi hota, imagine now there is no barrier, then the winds would have passed through India and India would have been an hot desert during the summer season. So this Himalayas protect the India from cold winds, during winters, also they act as a barrier to southwest monsoon winds, which are forced to rise along the Himalayas. Along the Himalayas and give the rainfall. So these winds are forced to rise along the Himalayas and give rainfall. So had Himalayas not been there, again I am repeating it, you can note it down. Had Himalayas not been there, India would have been a cold desert during the winter season. Why? Because these winds would have crossed India and it had been a very cold desert. And it would have been a hot desert during the summer season because the winds would not have risen over India. Now, what is the importance of the Western Ghats? You see, important points you jot down. Why? Because these are the points which will be repeated, which are repeating. So first try to understand. You first understand this, and if you want to jot down, you can read the lecture again. You can re-listen to the lecture again and jot down the important points, or you can jot down simultaneously also. Now, the Western Ghats, look at the distribution of the Western Ghats. This act as the barrier to the incoming southwest monsoon. When they act as a barrier to the incoming southwest monsoon winds, these winds come from a very hot, these winds come during the summer season. So they are extremely hot winds. Now when they come from the hot Arabian Sea, because of evaporation they are fully saturated, they are having high humidity. Because of high humidity, these winds are stopped by the Western Ghat region, and these winds, when they are stopped by the Western Ghat, they give very heavy rainfall to the Western Ghats. No doubt the Western Ghat region is a region of evergreen and semi-evergreen forest. No doubt there is a high biodiversity in India during the Western Ghat region. No doubt the Western Ghat region, because of very high biodiversity, has been declared as a World Heritage Site as well as a biodiversity hotspot in India. Because of the presence of Western Ghat, this entire area of India, which lies in the leeward side of a Western Ghat, leeward side means on the opposite side which does not face the wind. This is a windward side which is facing the wind. It is getting very, very heavy rainfall, while the leeward side is not getting a major rainfall, So this blue color area which I am shading now is a drought prone area of India. Maharashtra region, Marathwada region of Maharashtra, some parts of Vidarbha, North Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh. This is a drought prone region of India, a region of dry land farming in India, a region of the region of maximum number of farmers suicide in India, a region which is not having water in case of droughts in India. Latur district, Usmanabad district, etc. There is a very less water here in this region if there is a drought year in India. So people have to walk for many kilometers just for just to collect water here. So this is an importance of the Western Ghats. Western Ghats act as the first barrier to the monsoon winds, give very heavy rainfall on the windward side. That means the side which faces the wind. While they do not give rainfall, cause drought in the leeward side. Therefore, a narrow inverted hockey stick or a narrow region which runs parallel to the Western Ghat experience drought in India because of the leeward side, because of the rain shadow effect of an Western Ghat. What is the importance of Aravalis? See the location of an Aravalis. See the location of Aravalis. Now, any mountain any mountain will give rainfall, or the rainfall will be orographic rainfall, that is the rainfall which is caused due to mountain, is caused when the mountain lies across to the direction of the wind, when it is acting as a barrier so that the winds are forced to rise up. But if the mountain is lying parallel to the wind direction, it is not acting as a barrier, the wind are going parallel, winds are not forced to rise up. Now same thing happens in the Aravali region. The southwest monsoon winds come to India, they are forced to rise up by the Western Ghats, but because of the direction of the Aravalis, they flow parallel to the Aravalis, and therefore the Aravali here does not act as a barrier, and therefore this region is a semi-arid and arid region of India. So had the direction of Aravalis instead of this way been tilted this way, means we'll take a theoretical position, this is the direction of the Aravalis, but had the Aravalis been across the direction of winds, then this area would have got heavy rainfall. But the direction of Aravalis is parallel to the direction of the winds, and therefore this region does not get any rainfall. So if the question comes why Gujarat, why Rajasthan does not get rainfall, it is because the monsoon winds flow parallel to the Aravali ranges. The monsoon winds, because they flow parallel to the Aravali ranges, therefore this Aravali ranges do not act as a barrier because they lie parallel in the direction of the monsoon winds, and therefore Rajasthan region does not get rainfall. One more orographic factor you see, which place in the world gets highest rainfall? It is Cherrapunji Maswandaram region in the northeast India, in the Meghalaya region. Meghalaya, the name itself says, in the abode of clouds, in between the clouds. Now why this abode of clouds? Because why this abode of clouds here? Because you see, this is the Thailand, this is the Arakanyoma mountains. The Himalayas continue and they go as the Arakanyoma mountains in the country of Myanmar. Now the southwest monsoon winds go and give rainfall to Myanmar, but to Arakanyoma mountain they are deflected, and majority of them are deflected towards India. So because of very high mountain, that is the Arakanyoma mountain, Upper Himalayas, they are channelized, or they get concentrated, and they are channelized into a narrow region. They go and directly hit. There is a Garo, Khasi, Jaintia hill system they go and directly hit the Meghalaya plateau. After going and directly hitting the Meghalaya plateau, they rise upwards in the Garo Khasi Jaintia hill region, giving very heavy rainfall. So this is how the mountain ranges of India, the relief feature of India, affects the the monsoon winds in India. Affects the monsoon winds in India. That is, not just mountainous region but also relief feature of India. But usme one of the most important is the Himalayan mountain system. The Himalayan mountain system is important not only because they act as an effective barrier. We will see because of the high height of the Himalayas. During the monsoon season, there is a special kind of a jet stream which comes over India, that is an tropical easterly jet stream, and this plays an important role in the Indian monsoon. Because of high heating of the Himalayas, the ITCZ comes and shifts near the foothills of the Himalayas, and therefore the monsoon winds are drawn towards the ITCZ. Means what? Intertropical convergence zone, a low pressure belt. Wind will always flow from high pressure to low pressure belt. So if the ITCZ is over India, the winds are drawn towards this low pressure belt over India. These winds which are coming towards this low pressure belt, India, which is there, these winds come from the sea, and because they come from the sea, they bring the moisture. This moisture is you can say showered over India in the terms of a monsoon winds. The other factor which determines the monsoon wind is the mountain ranges, physiography of India, mountain ranges of India, physiography of India. That is, I have told you the physiography and the relief, that is along with the how Garo Khasi Jaintia, Meghalaya, how the mountains, etc. So that is the same point, that is the physiography and the relief features. Then, what is the other factor itself, that is the temperature, distribution of land and water. Relief feature means how high height is the Himalayas. Mountain ranges, we are talking only of the Himalayas. Then the other factor which affects the monsoon is the winds itself. Wind direction, winds in the form of surface winds, in the form of an surface winds, that is southwest monsoon winds, northeast monsoon winds. Obviously, they are affecting the climate of India. Therefore, we are taking this itself as a factor. But other than the wind, there is an effect of another wind which lies at the upper atmosphere. If this is a ground surface, there are surface winds which are flowing on the ground surface. But there are some of the winds which flow in the upper atmosphere. What do we call such winds? We call such winds as the jet stream. So we have upper air circulation in the form of jet stream. In the form of an jet stream. That is which we have subtropical westerly jet stream, you can write it even as a jet or jet stream in the examination, and we have easterly jet stream which comes over India. We have an easterly jet stream which comes over India. Now each is having its own role. If you have done the climatology part very well, you know that tropical westerly jet streams ke chapter mein I have done, they drive the western disturbances into India, which cause the rainfall during the winter season. Easterly jet stream is responsible for the variability of the monsoon rain in India. And last but not the least, The southern oscillation along with El Nino and La Nina also affects the Indian monsoon. El Nino and La Nina also affects the Indian monsoon. We will see to that. This is known as a southern oscillation. This is known as a southern oscillation. So these are the different factors which affect the climate of India. How is the climate of India? We will see that in the next lecture. How does the El Nino affect along with the monsoon? It adversely affects. Jab bhi it has been seen there is a positive correlation between the El Nino years and the drought in India. While during the La Nina years, there has been higher rainfall in India. What is this El Nino? El Nino is a warm ocean current in the South Pacific near the coast of South America, near the coast of Peru. When the Humboldt current disappears and uski place is taken by a warm current which is known as El Nino current. Humboldt current is a cold current. On its place, El Nino or a warm current comes. La Nina is an extremely cold current in place of a normal cold current. So during the El Nino, there is extreme warming of the Pacific. This extreme warming of the Pacific adversely affects Indian monsoon, that it causes drought in India. But during the La Nina, there is a cooling of a Pacific and it gives very heavy rainfall in India. Has it something to do with high pressure and low pressure? Why? Because what is monsoon? Monsoon is nothing but in India, there is a low pressure, while in the southern hemisphere there is a high pressure over Australia, and therefore the winds will come from high. After crossing the equator due to the Coriolis force, they will change their direction and come to this low pressure belt. This, in the simple word, is a monsoon. This simple phenomena we will study in the future lectures. Till the time we meet again. Thank you very much.